You're in the rant wormhole where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get a rant by becoming one of those people. Today's rant is for Vold Jovanovic, I think is how you say that, who wants me to rant about self-discipline and why it's so difficult to maintain it. Well, I mean, the obvious answer is that it's hard to visualize long-term reward. We tend to think of things in the short term. What is going to satisfy me right now? And if you are trying to, there's certain things in life that in order to accomplish them, you have to put aside the short term and do something you don't want to do in order to have long-term benefit later. And it's always difficult to do that. Personally, what I try to do in my life is to just necessitate as little discipline as possible. Like, I'm not somebody who really had a lot of disciplinary ability instilled into me. I think there's some people who are just good at discipline because they learned it from a younger age and practiced it well. I mean, if you really want to develop your disciplinary skills, I am not the guy to come to for that. You should probably go read a self-help book or something. There's a lot of people talking about it. But what I do is basically, I work a job that is fun to do. Like, I task myself so that most of the things that I have to do are things that I would want to do anyways. Even if I didn't get paid for it or didn't have it as a career, I probably would still make this type of content because, maybe not at the same frequency, but like, I was already doing it before it was a job, before it was something that I, thought would be a career. I just enjoyed writing about anime. I love watching anime. I am obsessed with it. I like to share my thoughts. I look up to writers and I try to copy them and I want to be like them. So, like, it's easy for me to justify doing my job because I want to do it anyways. And it fills me with a sense of accomplishment to have done it. Like, it's gratifying in the short term. And, like, for a long time I struggled with discipline as an editor. And, like, a big part of why I hired Devu to edit for me is just that I am lazy and I don't want to have to do it myself. I don't want to have to grind away at the part that I find to be boring of making a video in order for it to be complete. And this is, in a way, it's a problem of working hard and not smart, because, like, the way I write my scripts, I just don't really account for the video. Like, I write it around what I want to say, and then I have to try to affix a video to that. But I've been trying to get more creative about my approach to doing that, because making videos can be fun if it's creative, if it's not just plug and play, like find the clip that matches the sentence I just said, if it's like find an inventive way to make this video entertaining to watch regardless of what's being said. That's a lot more fun, and I've been experimenting more and more with how to edit that way ever since August. So, again, this is just a case of me finding ways to make discipline less necessary, to make it so I don't have to, discipline myself into working extra hard to get what I want, but instead change the nature of the work to be something I would want to do that would be rewarding in the short term to work on. And, like, that's why I tend to make a lot of these podcasts and short vlogs and stuff like that, because they are fun to make. There's no downside. There's no part that I don't like doing. It's all just reward, basically. And then in your everyday life, like, I'm not the best at keeping up with cleaning or working out or anything like that. It's, again, easier for me to just put things out of my reach. Like, for instance, it's easier to deny yourself from starting something than it is to force yourself to stop something, I guess. So, like, let's say I'm trying to convince myself not to eat so much candy. Well, all I have to do is, when I see candy, say, I won't buy it. That's an easy form of discipline, because you can always justify not eating it. Like, it's going to be calories you don't need. It's money you don't need to spend. So with those two things in mind, you can almost make it sound like buying this candy bar is more work than it's worth, And I can easily trick myself in ways like that. But if it's something like, stop what you're doing to go clean the room, well, in that case, then it's going to be really hard to get me to stop doing something I like doing to go clean up. However, if I say wake up and I come downstairs and the room is a mess and I haven't done anything yet, that's when I'm going to clean it, because I know that what I do next will be more fun if I do it in a clean space. I won't be thinking about the mess, or I won't be distracted by it. You know, if there's a smell in the room, I won't be smelling the smell. So, like, I have a tendency to just try to get maintenance sort of work done early in the day as quickly as possible. Even if I work out, like, it's by far easiest to work out right after waking up, because you're not taking yourself away from anything. You're not, you know, taking a break out of playing a fun video game, or listening to podcasts or whatever. You're just going, I woke up, I went straight to the gym. And the reason you do it is that you know you will feel better for the rest of the day. Again, it enhances everything else. So, you know, when you're not taking something away from yourself, it's easier to get something done. So that's my disciplinary advice from a man with almost no discipline at all, who basically finds ways to trick himself into doing things that he has to do, and just keeps the overhead as minimal as possible, because if I have too much overhead, I will just get buried. So, yeah, that's my advice.